Architectural Builder's Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Okay, let's take a look and see what we've got going here.
Your name is Richard Howard?
That's me.
My name is Richard Howard Robbins.
What's the deal with the Robbins, man?
That's my last name.
I know.
My middle name is Howard, Richard Howard Robbins.
In my local community college, there were 7 of us.
Richard Howards?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Richard Robinses here, too, where I'm from.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago, a guy named Richard Robbins bit like a pit bull. Instead of the dog biting the man bit the dog. And it made a national headline story. So at like 6 o'clock in the morning, I was getting all these phone calls from these TV morning shows because I was the first Richard Robbins in the phone book. So, yeah, just a boring story.
Yeah, no. It's doesn't count for your 15 minutes of fame, but yeah.
Yeah, that's hardly. So
I was sharing the pool with about a 15-inch lizard this morning, and I realized it after he was already in the pool.
So you're swimming in a cold pool, or you heat your pool?
Oh, are you kidding me? It's at 88. Of course. My wife and I are in the pool every day. It's our means of exercise. It has to be heated.
Yeah, pool's nice. It's too short a season where I'm from.
Yeah, it is. It's just, a lot of, New York's, if I didn't live in where I live, I would live in, I know New York's a big place, but yeah.
We're contemplating. This is I built this house. It's a new house, and it's, we're contemplating a pool, but it's just, our lifestyle just doesn't, it doesn't, we wouldn't spend time in it. We like the beach.
Yeah, if you had to just, if you could literally just, not be concerned about it as a disposable income, the hassle with it is parts are going to break, and the pool is not going to show up.
I know. It's I had a pool. I had a house in Costa Rica, and I had a pool, and it's great full season, and it was even too cold for me in the it wasn't heated, but in the winter time there, in the rainy season, I couldn't go in it. It was just too cold.
Yeah, because it's for sure it's the ambient temperature, if not a little cooler. It's in the low 70s, and that's too cold. Way too cold.
Yesterday, we walked down to the beach yesterday, and like 20 young kids jumped in the water here, 48 degrees.
Polar plunge.
There you go. So can you help me?
I think so. I'm looking at your photograph, and the fact that the hinge is installed upside down doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, that came from the factory Reeb. That's how it was installed.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I don't know if it was done that way because they had to, meaning it was a hinge that couldn't be installed any other way because you have a right-hand door.
Oh, I see.
Or it's a symmetrical hinge and they just installed it upside down, which doesn't matter.
So the hole should be at the top of the hinge.
Those holes that you see is called the tension collar. That is normally at the top of the hinge.
Right.
So what's that little doodad on the left side?
That's like a pin, I guess, that was sticking out, and it's wedged itself into the
drywall.
Not the frame, the trim, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the door doesn't really close that great up at the top either. It's like it's a little stuck out up at the top. It's not flush like the bottom is.
So is your hinge performing any self-closing function?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
and I don't see any pins in now. That's each of the there's 3 hinges on the door, and the top is the only one that appears to have a pin in it.
A spring hinge.
They're all the same. I got all three, and the only one that has any pin, which is stuck into the wooden frame, which is the top one. The others, I do not visibly see any pins.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you want to do in order to, assuming that you want your door self-closing and self-latching, you
Yes.
have to resolve any mechanical problems first. If
Right.
the door's not closing correctly just without any tension on the springs, the springs aren't going to fix that.
I understand that.
So what I would do is, first of all, I would insert like a 12-penny nail or a 10-penny nail into the tension collar in your picture, and I would rotate it basically counterclockwise. And that will turn that tension collar to the point where you could get the tips of your fingers on that tension pin that is installed, and it looks like it's exactly where it needs to be.
Okay.
And you can then, while the nail is in there and you have it rotated and you're holding it rotated,
right.
you should be able to pull that pin out. But you don't want to let the tension go.
Right, I got you.
So what you want to do is not let the top hinge do any work. Pull that pin out
I got you.
completely. Move it
right.
to the bottom or the middle hinge. The middle hinge would be a good choice.
Okay, put a pin in there.
Put a pin in the middle and bottom hinge first.
Right. Okay. Which would be a 10-penny nail. Okay.
Well, there are two components required. There's a tension rod, which is all it is a piece of steel that you are using as a wrench to stick it in a hole and turn it. Right.
Which I may have.
Anything that'll stick in there that's stiff enough to not bend.
Right. That'll turn it, and I'm turning it counterclockwise.
In your instance, you turn it counterclockwise,
right.
or put it in the hole next to the inserted pin and rotate that towards the face of the door.
Right, and then and then all three hinges should have pins.
No, not at all. I mean, realistically, your door should take possibly one, but likely two. But they put all three on there for whatever reason.
And only one of them is probably set.
Yeah, I would be surprised if the door actually closed and latched with one set, especially at the top position, because the top hinge is doing the work of holding or hanging 70% of the door weight, and now you're asking it to close. So, you know,
well, that might alleviate my other problem if I move the pin into the middle hinge.
The tension pins and the tension rods we stock, and I'm happy to take money and ship them, but if you... I
understand what you're saying. Just try... I believe I have... It's a little straight bar that was taped to the door.
That could be
and I guess if you're saying... Well, the three hinges, they should have come with three pins, but maybe they only shipped it with one pin, and he put that in there like that.
They could have.
But this pin is so far out that it should have been cut maybe so it cleared the frame.
Well, in your installation, that's atypical. You don't have trim that backs up to the hinge like that.
Right.
So that's a condition of what you have, and the situation is your pin has to be long enough so as to rest on the shoulder. Like if you look in your picture on the left side, you see that curved shoulder that's there. The pin's got to rest in that area. If it's far too
I see.
short,
There's like a little lip. There's a little lip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to come past that lip, which mine is doing, right?
Yeah.
So these things are adjustable, or you can clip them or cut them or whatever.
You shouldn't have to because you should be able to insert it in deep enough. And the reason that Bommer makes the collar the way they do and the pins the length they do is they don't want projecting hardware. Because I've been called in my career by not less than 2 attorneys who have clients who have hurt themselves by making unintentional contact with the backside of a pin acting as a tension pin. So you should be able to get that flush and when you bottom it all the way out, it'll be just the right length if it's an original Bommer tension pin. If it's not, you're going to have to emulate that. You don't want it sticking out, but just far enough, as you said, to hit the lip.
Right, so you can get it out if you need to.
So you can still get it out, yeah. When there's no tension on it, you should be able to,
So next step, when I leave the tension on the top one to do the middle one, how do I make it the right tension on that one?
Well, you'll figure it out.
How do I know what's that?
Yeah, you'll figure it out, and what I mean by that is don't exceed 3 holes of tension if your door... Don't exceed 3 holes of tension if your door goes to 180 degree, and don't exceed 4 holes of tension if your door goes to 90 degree. Okay. So if you need to get past 3 holes of tension, fire up another spring hinge. Bring in another hinge to the party.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. I'll attempt this. I don't know. I'll call you back. No, I'm kidding. If I run into trouble, can I call you back? I appreciate your time, but
you're welcome to. I needed a major lifeline on 208 volts, which they call low voltage, 3-phase, wiring a 3-phase motor, and I got a guy on Friday, man, and I didn't spend a dime with him, and he didn't know the answer, but he got me closer to it.
Right. Well, you're paying it forward. That's nice. I'll have to do this. I'll have to do the same today for somebody else.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all.
All right. So I'm going to attempt this, and then hopefully all's good. But I actually used to be in the master key business. I worked for Best Access.
I'm a ALOA CPL.
What's that?
I'm an ALOA CPL.
Oh.
I'm a certified professional locksmith.
Oh, okay. So that's
why. So what were you doing at Best? Were you were?
I was a salesman. I sold master key systems.
Yeah. So
SFIC
is something we deal with all the time.
In New York City, I had some really amazing situations, but it turned out to be a terrible situation when Stanley bought them. And
that's fairly recent. And
10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
I hope they just leave well enough alone. I mean, Sargent's a great lock, but if I had to pick one, it would be Best. And obviously it's Schlag's everywhere. I'm from Chicago originally, so Schlag owns that town.
Well, as an ex-salesman, I must say I have my own master system. I have actually 2 of them, and I have padlocks everywhere. And 1 key. It's great. All right. Let me get through this, Richard Howard, and I appreciate your help, and I hope this solves the mechanical situation with the door, and I think it might, because what you said made sense, because everything's depending on that top hinge, which is not the way to go. So
it's not the way to go, and if the spring hinges don't solve it, you got to go to a hydraulic closer.
Oh, I'm not getting into that. I'll get a carpenter here first. That's another. Good. Yeah, a good carpenter. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
But where are you though?
Long Island, South Hold, New York.
Yeah, I got a guy over there, and he deals with locksmithing as well. If it comes to pass, let me know, and I'll give you his contact information. I mean,
a carpenter?
Well, I've sold him a lot of door hardware that he's installed.
Okay.
I couldn't say he's
going to build you
a set of stairs, but
he knows how to hang doors and fix doors and door hardware.
Yeah, I've sold him a lot of Schlag cylinders and whatnot.
Okay. I'll let you know. Thank you very much.
You betcha, sir. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.